we talk all about the wide receivers. So let's talk about these wide receivers right now, because story of the offseason, Terry McLaurin getting that bag. 1-7 got that bag. Tana, you have been in those locker rooms before where a player that is a leader in that locker room gets taken care of, man. What does that mean for the locker room? What does that mean for Terry McLaurin?
I think it means a lot for the player himself, but I think also I could just probably guess and think that those guys who were sitting there waiting for that job to be done or waiting for him to get his bag, like you say, they were sitting there knowing that, look, man, this is 1-7. I mean, he's shown us year after year that he's going to go out there and make a way, you know what I mean, and do his job. So everybody probably was ecstatic just knowing that Terry got his business taken care of, but I think it means a lot to Terry also, just knowing that, man, all the hard work he put into it, man, it finally came to, and he got – this probably his second bag, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't hurting for nothing, but got to get his man what he's due.
And B, you've been an advocate for Terry as well, not just because he's a great man, but because of how he plays on that field, how he prepares. Very similar to how you used to give it up on the field.
Very similar to what this man did. Terry didn't care who the quarterback was.
Yeah.
He went out and he performed, and he did it year in and year out. And he quietly became a leader of this football team. And I think players watch players. Yeah. They recognize game. And when a guy just goes out there and goes by his business, they're going to start respecting him. And Taylor's right. They're looking at him like, well, why they not taking care of that dude?
Yeah.
That dude is the definition of what you say a commander is.
Yeah.
But I think right now he got it. He's ready to go. And I know he's going out there to show, because the age thing came up. And I know after I turned 30, hell, I lost my mind. Because I wanted to prove to people, look, it don't work for everybody. And I believe that Terry's that type of guy where he wants to prove that you can still do it after 30.
And Terry gets a new running mate.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel, Debo coming. What do you expect to see from a combo of Terry and Debo? Because now you got to pick your poison on who you're going to double cover.
I've been thinking, man, how is this thing going to look? You know what I mean? And I just think with Debo, what he brings to the table, you got to think about some of the guys that they use that what Debo does well in San Fran. We had Zacchaeus last year. We had De'Ami Brown. And those guys were doing some of the plays that I can see Debo doing with this offense. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how they're going to probably, place him on the field. Will he be a guy in the slot? Will he be a guy coming in, motion a lot? Or will he just be on the outside, kind of switch up things like, look, this guy can also play receiver from the outside position. But I can't wait to see it, man, because both of those guys are, 1A, 1B type of wide receivers.
And who might benefit from it most, B-Mitch, is a guy in Noah Brown. We heard from Coach on the game plan this past week, and he mentioned Noah Brown, the way he prepares, the way he works. He couldn't stop talking about Noah Brown and just what he looks like on that field. When you see a guy like Noah Brown coming back, I got to imagine he's going to be getting open.
A healthy Noah Brown is a problem for your defensive back because Noah Brown is physical. He beats them up. Those guys go out there. Defensive backs want to just go out, want to finish the game, don't have any blood on them, don't have any grass on them. Noah Brown is going to beat the hell out of you. He's going to be physical. He's going to be physical with you. He's going to come at you. If you're at the top of the route, he's going to throw a little ball into your side.
Yep.
He's going to do everything he needs to do to make you play a physical game of football. And I believe by Noah being the guy on this team that doesn't have the reputation of a Debo, doesn't have the reputation of a Terry, he's going to get the single guy.
Yep.
And that single guy is the third best cornerback on the team. That's trouble for that player.
And Tanner, when we saw Noah Brown get off, he was one of those receivers that got more PIs than almost any receiver in the NFL. How valuable is that to know you have a guy that if you just throw it up in the air, he's either going to come down with it or he's going to draw a penalty?
Yeah, I think last year we was talking about getting a guy that didn't look like all the other guys. You know what I mean? Noah came in, I think, week 2, being a little taller, being a little physical, and we didn't know what to expect. But I think when you saw him immediately, he got out there and made an impact on our team, being at one of those guys that Jaden say, not only is he getting pass interferences, but he's getting pass interferences because, 1, they can't cover him, and then 2, he's big as all outdoors. So when guys have to, those DBs have to go out there and try to, shield him or get him to the, try to, pin him on the sideline, he's out bodying them, you know what I mean? He's leaning his body on them. So I think it's tremendous for us to have a guy that we can switch up from a Terry and a Debo type of size.
And then with the depth, you got Luke McCaffrey, you got a guy like Jalen Lane. Jalen Lane, a rookie, B-Mitch. We know he has return ability. We know he can get it done in a myriad of ways. What do you expect to see from him his first game of his rookie season?
Well, I believe the punt return game is his. I think ultimately as the season goes on, he may end up in a kick return thing as well. But he has shown this offseason what he can do. He can get behind cornerbacks. He can get behind the defense. But I do start bringing, like you say, you got those guys out there. Throw him on the field, he gets lost. Reverses he can do. Screens he can do. So now when you put guys in, I think when Debo goes in the game, a defense won't know what's going on because Debo can line up in the backfield.
Yep.
He could be the running back. Can you imagine this? They put Terry out there. They put Noah out there. Jalen is out there. You also may have Luke on the field, and then Debo's the running back. What the hell you do for defense? How do you do it?
Yeah.
Because if you got a big group in there, he happens to be your running back. Now you go, oh, Lord. They split them all out. Who's going to go out with them?
Yeah.
I think they have the opportunity. This is something that Andy Reid does. He tried to find the favorable matchups, and they now have the guys that they can do that with. So a defense is going to have to be guessing this year. Everyone talks about they got film on Jaden. Film on them, too. And we know what they can't do.
And Tanner, to start this segment, we saw a message from Terry McLaurin. How much did that mean to you, man, to have these guys? Jalen Lane said, I can't wait to reach out to Tanner.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin, clearly you've impacted his career, man. How great is that to get that recognition?
It means a lot. I mean, you know, we know that those guys that's, I guess you can say that the younger generation that's now, they watched us, just like I watched B-Mitch. And I ended up playing a couple of years while B-Mitch was still in the league. But when he got honored in that way, I was one of those guys that was out here like, man, that's what's up, man, because B-Mitch was a hell of a player. So I appreciate those guys acknowledging that. But I also know that, man, at one point in time, they was in high school or college watching me go out and do my thing. So, it's, you know, it's one of those situations where when they come up and now you be able to meet them, because I've had these talks with Terry all the time, tell him how much I admired him and how he handled business. So I appreciate that from him.
And not only does he get to watch you on the field, he also gets to watch you do your thing on TV on the Emmy-nominated Players Club. It's been so great to watch you just continue to impact this game, Tanner. And you know what? We are seeing our guys out on that field right now. Fellas, I got goosebumps because we have been waiting so long for this season. This offseason felt like it lasted forever. There was so much going on, and a lot of that was about Terry McLaurin getting his bag. And 1-7 definitely got that bag. He was all smiles when he pulled up to the Emmy-nominated Players Club with London Fletcher, Sean Springs, Fred Smoot sometimes, and Santana Moss. Let's hear from our guy, Scary Terry, on the Emmy-nominated Players Club.
How does it feel to finally walk into a year that's got promise hooked to it?
For sure.
Like, because usually you walk into a year and it's like, let's see what we can do. Let's see, can we figure it out?
Right.
But now the pressure is on. Like, people are picking y'all to, like, contend and be a Super Bowl contender. How does that feel now?
It feels amazing to come into the season with expectations. You know, the expectation to try to win the division and make it back to the playoffs and to try to win a Super Bowl this year. Like, the expectation is great if you're a competitor. And the great thing about it, we're surrounded by a lot of coaches and players in that locker room who are not afraid of those expectations. And at the same time, like, you just can't assume that it's going to be the same as last year.
It never will.
Right. It never is, man.
Never will.
Y'all know it. We all play ball. Like,
say it all the time.
Just because we had a great success last year doesn't equal that we're going to have that same success this year. And so I think it's been great to see just the day one mentality that we've all had going into this season and the excitement that, you know, Washington football is where it should be, you know, competing for championships.
That was Terry McLaurin on the Players Club. You can stream that right now on the Commanders YouTube page. Now here's a look at the career numbers for Terry McLaurin in the burgundy and gold. 6 seasons, 5 straight were 1,000-yard seasons, 38 career touchdowns, and he set the franchise record for touchdown receptions in a season with 13 last year. Now it's part of me and Santana's favorite part of the show. It's time for B-Mitch's Big 3, presented by the Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. B-Mitch, future Hall of Famer. When you're a future Hall of Famer, you get your own segment. It's time for B-Mitch's Big 3. Take it away, brother.
Well, I'm going with the Big 3 because this is all about the running game and how do you build a strong running game. For me, I think you go out, and first of all, you got to stay ahead of the downs, okay? That's the ultimate thing I see it for it. You go out, you stay ahead of the downs, you get some positive yardage on first down, positive yardage on second down, and then all of a sudden you can keep running it because now you're going to be dictating to them. I think also you have to be dedicated to the run.
Yep.
You know, a lot of times we go out there, we don't get the yards we want early, and we just go away from it. That's playing into the hands of a defense. If you continue to do it like that, you go out there and you keep running the ball, they have to be concerned. So now you can have the multitude of going out running the ball, possibly running from play action, throw it down the field. But the main thing that makes it all goes is the O-line chemistry.
Yeah.
And we already saw that the O-line chemistry is working. You didn't even have Cosby in there. They had 4 plays that scored a touchdown in preseason when they got the chance to play with the top guys. I believe right now having a guy like Tunsil, having a guy like Coleman, having Biadasz back again, and having a young man from Oregon and having Wiley out there, they will lead the way. Everyone like that, we love Jaden. We love all the skill positions. But this offensive line is going to be the factor if this offense is going to be good this year. So if we can stay dedicated, have great chemistry, and also stay ahead of the downs, we're going to have a great, great year.
Boy, sounding like a future Hall of Fame. My boy in mid-season form, ain't he? He ain't missed a beat with that B-Mitch's big three. And we are hearing right now from our producers that we just got in our injury report. So let's take a look at today's injury report. Presented by Bryce Benowitz Injury Law, the proud personal injury firm of our Washington Commanders. And looking at that report, Chris Rodriguez is inactive. Kane Madrano, the rookie, is inactive. Trent Scott, who caught Jaden Daniels' first touchdown pass, is inactive. And a very impressive 7th-round pick from last year, Javonte Jean-Baptiste, is also inactive. That is your injury report right there. Now, we're having a fun show, ladies and gentlemen, but we do have to go to break. And when we come back, we are hearing from the legend, Logan Paulson. He'll be pulling up the set to talk about this Commanders pass rush and our new look defensive line. And later in the show, we have to talk about one of the scariest defensive back rooms in the NFL. All that and more after this break on Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. The fan cam on. Y'all done got a little quiet on me now. I had to make sure y'all was still behind me. Y'all having a good time? Y'all ready to turn up from this 8 to the 9? Hey, man, we will be right back after this break on Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA.
Toyota Tundra. Equipped for the day and the day off. Dare to venture farther in a Tundra. Buy yours now and save with low 1.75% APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
Tana, DQ here, man. Big congrats to you. 10 years here and to be at the top of the leaderboard in just about every receiving category truly proves, man, you've been a heavy hitter for this organization and in our league. You were tough to go against, man, as a coach on the other side, but couldn't be more proud to be shoulder to shoulder with you here. And congrats, man. Truly an honor and well-deserved, bro.
You are looking at our QB1, Jaden Daniels, as he prepares for year 2 with the Burgundy and Gold, his second NFL season. Very, very important. We are back at the desk right now. I promised you Logan Paulson, but of course, because he does so many things for the Commanders, he is a little busy. But we got Santana Moss right now, signing autographs. My boy gonna have carpal tunnel after today because he's giving up so much love to these fans. Now, fellas, we have to talk about this Commanders pass rush because it is definitely looking different. Now, we got 43 sacks last year. That tied for 11th. However, we have to imagine with all of these new additions, these new moves, that number is going to get bigger, Tanner.
Yeah, I think one of the things that what stands out to me is when you get a guy like Kinlaw on the inside, and then you can't forget what Payne has brought to this team when it comes to that category. Yeah, I know the last couple of years we haven't seen them, hound the chops and the sacks, but when you have those guys in the interior working together, that opened those favorable matchups on the ends, and now they're going to be getting that single blocks from those tackles and stuff and be able to go out there and get out to the quarterback. So I'm looking forward to seeing what impact does Kinlaw has, with our pass rushers.
And B-Mitch, he mentioned Kinlaw. Yeah. We noticed off the rip that first day in that bubble how massive
Big boy.
Kinlaw is. I'm 6'3", and we doing the
boy.
sideline interview, and he make me look like a shrimp. How excited are you to see that combination of size but also athleticism in the middle?
You know, I'm very excited to see it because I think when people look at the pass rush, they think it's a one-man thing. It's a team thing. And I think when you got big guys in the middle that can collapse the pocket, you give those guys a chance coming from the edge. Also, when you start getting that pressure on the quarterback, he holds on to the ball, which allows your defensive backs to make big plays. So Kinlaw and crew is going to lead the way.
Yeah.
The bigger guys in the middle. Then you're bringing a guy who's not as big as them, but he's big, in Johnny Newton, who has the quickness to be able to get up the field. You look at how Aaron Donald will get this thing done. Aaron Donald will beat guys off the snap. Newton has that capability. So you're going to have, just like we look at the running back, you have a guy that can run the ball, a guy catch the ball. Kinlaw is a guy that will beat the hell out of you. And Newton's going to come in and get past you, which is going to open things up for the great Von Miller.
Yeah.
All right, Dorrance Armstrong, who had a great year last year. Frankie Louvu will be utilized. His athleticism will be utilized even more, where they're going to get pressure on quarterbacks. And if you hit the quarterback, plays will happen for you in your defensive backfield.
And B-Mitch, that is an impressive list of pass rushers. And somebody you left off is a Deatrice Wise.
Yeah.
That is the amount of depth.
Now that's my mistake, D.
No, it's all good.
Bro, that dude's a special dude.
Because there's so much depth here, and I think that's the point right there. Deatrice Wise comes with Super Bowl experience, Tanner. Why is that important, to bring that kind of veteran leadership into a locker room full of young guys but veterans as well?
Yeah, you have other guys like Von Miller, and you have Wagner, all those guys who have those experience and have the rings. Man, that brings a different kind of mentality to the players that they're playing with, because I remember talking to guys who had that experience, and I never even got to the game before the Super Bowl, and I remember having those conversations like, man, you know, what did it take for your team to be there? And so that's why I love the way that Dan Quinn has set up things around here, because he's bringing those veteran guys that we hear so much now. They're talking about old, but he's bringing those veteran guys that can still play, but also lead these guys in a way that, you know, is not talked about enough. And that's with the knowledge. That's with the telling these guys, like, we can go out there and play all day between the white lines.
Yes.
But if I can't give you nothing that's going to sit here, then I'm not doing you no justice. So I love the fact that we got those guys in the room, because trust me, that's why you see a lot of those guys play different defensively last year. Wagner influence was huge for us.
Yes.
Totally,
And a two-time Super Bowl champion, and Von Miller will be hitting the field in that burgundy and gold for the very first time. We did not see him this preseason, but there's so much that can be said about Von Miller and his skill set. But to me, what he brings to a guy like Frankie Louvu, who we've heard is going to rush the passer a little bit more. How excited are you to see the combo of Von Miller, Frankie Louvu, and Bobby Wagner?
Well, I think when you have all three of those guys out there who have that mentality, the experience, the senior level experience like that, they're going to also help those young guys out. See, a coach can say something all day till he's blue in the face. If a player that you've seen playing and a player you look up to, like guys look up to Tanner, you now go and do exactly what they tell you to do. And once they do one move that Von has told them that worked, they're going to start going out to him every day. They're going to have their notepad, writing it down, trying to figure it out. It's going to help. But Von, as he stated when he signed here, I get out the bed, rushing the passer. All right? So if they're going to allow him that chance, I think, Von Miller, if he plays over 30%, may still be the leading sack guy on this team.
And Tanner, we've talked about so many people, and we've barely mentioned Johnny Newton, a year two guy, a guy that very well could have been a first-round pick last year, struggled with some injuries to start, came out, got 2 sacks last year. I feel like Johnny Newton is one of those guys that probably benefits the most from all of these veterans. Tanner, do you agree?
Do you see how explosive he is?
Oh, my God.
Man, so quick, so agile, with that size. And I think it kind of suits him well. When I watch him, I'm looking at a baby Warren Sapp.
Oh, I like that.
He has that step that Warren Sapp has. And he's one of those Florida boys, too, man, that he plays with a different gear. So I'm looking forward to seeing a healthy Johnny Newton, because last year, you got to think about it. Even though we watched him play a while last year, he was dealing with a lot of things. And this year was his first year that he could put that behind him and have a full offseason. So I can't wait to see what he has in store, too.
And, fellas, I was catching up with Deron Payne on the Next Man Up podcast, and he mentioned Johnny Newton and being able to be a mentor to him. But he said it, I don't have to tell the guy much. He's always on go. If anything, I have to tell him to reel it in sometimes so he doesn't do too much. Very, very hungry, a guy like Johnny Newton. And speaking of Deron Payne, like I said, we caught up with him on the Next Man Up podcast. Let's hear from our guy who's coming into year 8 with the burgundy and gold.
And there's a lot of question marks around this defensive line, not because of lack of talent. Actually, the opposite. There's so much talent that's been added onto this defensive line, man. What can fans expect when they see you line up out there, when they see Kinlaw, Wise, what's it gonna be like?
So we got some big bruises. We got some big bruises in there, man. That boy Kinlaw, he gonna be a nice defensive tackle for us. He's strong, physical. And we got Johnny Noon coming back. He's a really explosive young guy. Got some vets. My boy Vaughn and all them end guys, bro. It's gonna be fun. It's just been fun trying to, pick each other brains and just get on one accord so we can get ready for the season.
That was my guy, Deron Payne. Now it's time for Money Matchup, brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, where trust matters. And our Money Matchup is looking at these 2024 defensive averages for the Giants and the Commanders. Some impressive numbers right there. The passing, we were third in the league in passing. Then you look at the Giants' averages. All those were towards the bottom of the league. But as we know, on any given Sunday, anything can happen. Now we're having a great time here, Commanders family, but we do have to take a quick break. But when we come back, a fan favorite, the mouth of the South, Fred Smoot is done hanging out with the tailgate and is pulling up to talk about this secondary. Then we got to turn our attention to today's Ring of Fame honoree, Mr. Santana Moss, who is still signing autograph after autograph. We spent time giving my dog his, look at my boy with the braids. My man had the straight backs before Kawhi Leonard. Shout out to Mr. 8 to the 9, and shout out to these fans. Y'all looking good. Y'all feeling good. We are so ready for more of Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA, right after.
Commanders fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Commanders MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win game tickets, access to exclusive team events and experiences, along with 15% off Commanders gear at the online pro shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Commanders MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Commanders to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
Toyota Performance. Reinventing hybrids. With power you can feel. Camry. An experience for your senses. Buy yours now and save with low 4.75% APR financing. Toyota. Let's go places.
One Life Fitness has something for everyone. From midday movers to sunset shakers. From powerful workouts to peaceful flows. From personal training to personal bests. Whatever your fitness journey, enjoy premium amenities with a supportive staff, all at an affordable price. That's why we're the best value in fitness. Go to onelifefitness.com to join today. One Life Fitness. Every journey welcome.
The Nissan Rogue takes hit after hit. Punished under immense pressure. And exposed to excessive wear. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano.
Welcome back into Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. You see our guys on the field right now. We are just moments away from kickoff. But before we do that, we cannot have a Command Center Game Day Live without bringing on the man of the people, he decided to come back from the tailgate, come back from drinking those Bud Lights, and blessed us with his presence. Welcoming in our guy, Fred Smoot. My brother, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, baby. It's the first game of the year. It smells like football. It looked like football. Football is here, baby. Plus, we celebrate my boy Santana today.
Man.
It's a perfect day, baby.
It is a perfect day. It's raining, but they say rain brings good luck, and we are feeling real lucky. Fred, we brought you in to talk defensive backs, my brother.
Yeah.
Trey Amos.
Yeah.
A guy that has impressed so much so, he got the starting nod off the rip. How excited are you to see him in his first NFL game?
I'm real excited to see him, and this is going to be a test for him. Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hyatt, they got guys that can get down the field. Darius Slayton, they got guys. It will be a challenge for him today. But what I do love about him is his composure and his willingness to go to the line of scrimmage and challenge people. That's what he got. He got an edge to him, and I love that edge that he got, and that length is going to save him on them deep balls today.
One thing you didn't name, he's from Louisiana.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go.
We got Mikey Sarensteele. Last year played a terrific game of football. I mean, terrific year.
Yeah.
What is it that make Mikey so effective?
I think his study habit. Like, you can see, like, some guys study, but they don't bring it to the field. He studies and he brings it to a field, so it allows him to play a step ahead of everybody that he's playing. He understands formations. He understands down the distance. He understands how you're trying to attack me, and I'm going to make sure you're not going to do it comfortably.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Mikey Sarensteele. And now that he pushed back inside, I think he can have a Run-Day Barber effect on this defense with him being inside, because nobody ever talks about his tackling.
Yeah.
Nobody ever says anything about his tackling. He's tenacious when he talks about tackling. He's that chihuahua that bites your ankles when you walk in that store. Like, he will not stop. And I love that about Mikey Sarensteele.
So one of the guys, you know, who out there on that defense that we don't talk about enough, I think that should get some recognition, knowing that he's a little healthier now.
Yeah.
It's Lattimore.
Yeah.
How do you feel that Lattimore is going to attack this season, knowing that he has a clean build of health?
I think it's the return of the Mac. Like, I think he's going to get back to the level that he was playing at.
Yeah.
And people don't understand how handicapped you are when you get traded in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
You're injured when you get to the team. You're trying to get on the field. Like, it's a lot you have to do. Now I think he's comfortable in the defense. I think he's healthy. And I think he's going to play with that nasty edge that we used to Lattimore playing with.
And another guy that isn't really talked about as much either is a Will Harris.
Yeah.
Placing in that safety spot.
Yeah.
Guys, Will
Jeremy
Harris.
Chin. Yeah.
Jeremy Chin was tough, but
Yeah.
Will Harris is an improvement. I don't think enough people are talking about that.
No, lightning in a bottle.
Yes.
He plays with his emotion on his sleeves. I love it. I watched him and Zach Ertz go blow for blow in training camp every day. It was a gladiator test.
love it.
I think the fans are going to love what they get out of Will Harris. But one guy y'all ain't talking about is Quan Martin. And I think
We were about to ask you about it, Fred.
He was next.
Damn.
Well, let me jump first. All right. This is what I'm saying. I think Quan is ready to, how should I say, ascend to Pro Bowl caliber.
Breakout year.
Like, this is his year. Everything has slowed down with him in the matrix right now. What he's seeing right now, he's seeing quarterback play, and he understands where I need to be as a free safety, and he doesn't waste steps. And that's how I like my safeties. Waste no steps. Be where you're supposed to be, and also help me by lining me up sometimes. And that's what I think verbally he'll be a better leader.
But they talked about him a lot this offseason about how he's become that leader.
Yeah.
But people didn't know Quan played with a messed up shoulder
Yep.
all last year
Yep.
and never left the game.
Yes.
Played exceptional. This year without being hurt, he may put that little tire on some people.
No. I'm looking for him to be physical. I'm looking for him to go get the ball. And I understand, like, preseason, when he made that play in the goal line, that told me right there he's not overthinking the process anymore. He's a step ahead of what everybody thinks he is.
And Fred, something that people don't mention, last year I talked to Quan Martin heading into the season. He said, this is my first time I get to just be a safety. This is my first time I get to just focus on being a safety. So this is only year 2 as a safety. So what we saw from year 1, clearly that helped out being able to focus on a safety. We're expecting to see a little more. Another person that plays safety that really stood out this preseason, and I don't think we talked about it enough or can talk about it enough, Jeremy Reeves.
Yes.
You talk about a leader on this defense. You talk about somebody that sets the tone for this defense. We could very well see Jeremy Reeves getting more than just special teams reps because of what he did in the preseason, Fred.
Well, at the end of the day, he's one of them people that's saying, I want more.
Yes.
Like at the end of the day, I just went to the Pro Bowl. I just got voted All-Pro. I want more. Like, I know I give you everything on special teams. I want to be in rotation, and he's earning those reps. These reps is not given to him. Revo will be on that field. He will get reps at free safety and strong safety, and he will make his presence felt.
Oh, he will hit somebody.
Yeah.
We saw that. He will hit him.
I like guys that swap paint. Like when you got the other guys paint on your helmet, they're telling me what you're doing.
And it's so much fun to look at this secondary now because last year we were wondering who's going to get it done, where are we going to get it done from. Now we have starters that are coming off the bench now.
Yeah.
We have a Jonathan Jones who's a Super Bowl champion.
Yes.
We have a Noah Igbenogany who held that slot
He the
position
fifth
down.
defensive back.
That is wild because he can start on almost every team in the NFL.
Yeah.
How excited are you to be able to see how Joe Witt Jr., who's really a secondary whisperer,
Yes.
is able to use these different pieces and use all this depth?
Well, now he get to use the whole playbook. Last year, I think he was handicapped. He couldn't use the whole playbook. He liked to play a lot of middle safety in the middle of the field, but he likes to be aggressive with some man under to get under them routes. He likes the ball to be turned over.
Yes.
Now I think he got turnover prone defensive backs that go get that ball because they are aggressive, because they do know where they're supposed to be, because they are playing fast. Second year in Joe Witt defense, watch how fast they play.
And ball is life, right?
The ball is life. Life is the ball. That's what you need to understand. That ball will get you paid. All right?
Yes,
Said
indeed.
just like a defensive back, and somebody that gave defensive backs hell time and time again was my brother right here.
Yeah.
It's the 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. Fred,
Yeah.
this has been your running mate for a really long
100
time.
years.
Before y'all even made it in the NFL, y'all were causing havoc together. Man, how happy are you to see your brother honored today?
I am happy. I am proud. He deserves it all. It couldn't happen to a better person, even though he ain't want it. His name gonna be on this stadium for the rest of his life, for the rest of his kids' life. It's generational, and like I said, my boy deserves it because he went from weighing 48 to get that. And guess what? This is what I was doing last night when we were celebrating him. I was having a drink, and in my drink was this little thing right here. I had a little Santana Moss running through my drink all last night. I didn't know how I was supposed to feel about that, B. I did not.
Oh, my gosh. Our brother Santana Moss, the mouth of the South. Fred Smoot and Brian Mitchell here. Always great talking about defensive backs. Let's take a look
You want that
at
little
our
Santana?
defensive backs right now while Fred talks to the best fans in the NFL. Like we said, we have rookie Trey Amos, our captain Jeremy Reeves running it back with the burgundy and gold, and some new faces in Jonathan Jones and Will Harris. Fellas, looking at this list, I gotta imagine Joe Witt Jr. is chomping at the bit to play this game and get to use all of these new pieces. Let's hear from our second-year defensive coordinator, Joe Witt Jr.
You know, if you've been out there at practice, and we have to bring our practice to the game field. You know, we've been really sticky. All right, we've challenged press, been more of what I envision of our secondary being than what we were necessarily last year, from a standpoint of just being very aggressive and getting up. And so I've been pleased with the way that those guys have challenged routes and turned the ball over and communicated and doing those things. Yeah, I think the speed's right there with the length and the size of the men. You know, especially on the back end. You know, you have an older guy and Jonathan Jones, but he still can run like a deer. You know, and Amos can run, and Trey's healthy, so not Trey, but Marshawn's healthy, so you know you'll be able to see his ability to hit the top end speed. So I'm to answer your question, yes, I think we have what we need to go out here and play really good.
Excited to see Joe Witt Jr. in year 2. And speaking of excitement, it's time for our exciting players to watch, presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience this thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. And fellas, y'all put together a list of exciting players to watch. B-Mitch, we are going to start with you, and it's no surprise. It's our left tackle, Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, Laramie Tunsil was brought in here because we want to make sure we can protect Jaden Daniels' blind side. And he's been one of the best left tackles in this league over the last 7-8 years. And I believe he's going to continue doing that. Listen, sometimes people just need a change of scenery. He now has a change of scenery, and every person that comes to this team says one thing: I came here because of number 5. And if you're a left tackle of his talent and you come here, you know you got something to protect him with. And I believe Laramie Tunsil is going to lead the way, because with a guy like that, just like when Trent Williams was here, you can begin to establish a great offensive line because you have a great left tackle.
And Tanner, you're an exciting player to watch. Debo coming, baby. Mr. Debo Samuel Sr.
You hear that bike? Put your chains up and hide your money.
I'm going to tuck mine.
I'm telling all the defensive backs in the NFC East, put your chains up and hide your money, baby. Alert, Debo is on the field. Nah, Debo is one of those guys, man. He's a Swiss Army knife. He's a guy that, like you said before, like we don't know what we're going to see with this guy because 1 minute he can be in motion, getting one of those quick sweeps. 1 minute he can be out wide. The next minute he can be in the backfield and short down the distance. So he's one of those guys that's going to bring a different kind of element to this team and to this core, man. I can't wait to see it.
And you talk about a different element to this team. It's not every day that a rookie takes a starting job.
Yeah.
Trey Amos, B-Mitch, has impressed so much in training camp, so much in preseason. I'm so excited to see his first NFL game.
Well, they drafted him because they knew he could play.
Yeah.
And Fred just mentioned, the guy has everything. He doesn't get overwhelmed out there. He seems like he belongs. He's a tall guy. You know, a lot of times those defensive backs, what a quarterback does, when you're a guy 6 feet or taller and you're covering someone, the quarterback goes away from him because you look covered. Sometimes you're not. Trey Amos has come in here and has been a guy who's been competing since day one. He's shown what he can do, and he's also a Raging Cajun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Got to make sure you show that he is a Raging Cajun. He is family. And Tanner, last but not least, future Hall of Famer, much like our brother B-Mitch, Bobby Wagner decided to come back and run it back. Your last exciting player to watch.
Well, one of the things I learned a long time ago about guys that's very knowledgeable, not just a great football player or a great athlete, but who's smart as all out those, like a Wagner, those are the Hall of Famers. Those are the guys that have great careers because they have so much to give. They're not just playing out there off of instincts. They playing because they almost know what you're doing before you're doing it. So I love the fact that we have a guy like Wagner. Wagner made a tremendous impact to our defense last year. You saw this guy communicating with guys. You saw this guy putting guys in place. Every time I get around a guy like a Ray Lewis, like a London Fletcher, you watch what their impact was because how they communicated.
Yes.
If I'm not talking to you, I can't get you in the right spot. I can't make you do what I want you to do. So I love the fact that he's back. I love the fact that he's our middle linebacker. Anytime you see middle linebackers like that on teams, those teams go far. You know, back in the day when we was growing up, when they had, great middle linebackers, those teams was playing in the postseason.
Yes.
Those teams was playing for Super Bowl. So I'm loving the fact that we got Wagner back, and I love the fact that he's our captain.
Fellas, so excited to see all of these guys on this field. But when you talk about exciting players to rock that burgundy and gold, no name sticks out more than our guy Santana Moss. Ain't that right? Mr. 8 to the 9, one of the most excited players we've ever seen. And this next segment is all about our brother Santana Moss. We'll be right back with Command Center Game Day Live, driven by Triple.
Commanders fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Commanders MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win game tickets, access to exclusive team events and experiences, along with 15% off Commanders gear at the online pro shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Commanders MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Commanders to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
I have the coffee. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Yeah, blow on that for a little bit. Not here, not here, not here. So on SeatGeek, what is this deal score?
It grades seats to show whether a deal is amazing, great, good, not so good, bad, or awful based on your budget.
What a coincidence. That's how I classify my relatives.
Oh, really?
The only amazing is my cat, Walter. Let me show you some pictures.
I'm just a little bitty girl, like a whole lot of kids, doing my own thing. Check me out, fella. Tell me what you think.
What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. The Nissan Rogue takes hit after hit. Punished under immense pressure. And exposed to excessive wear. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? to strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
Trust brings us together as families, friends, and neighbors. At Northwest Federal Credit Union, we know your financial decisions are more than just signing on a dotted line. You're putting your trust on the line, and as life unfolds, we'll be here for every step of your journey. At Northwest, we work to earn your trust every day, because this is our community too. Become a member today. Northwest Federal Credit Union, where trust matters.
Future Hall of Famer Brian Mitchell has an extremely important message from one of our favorite Washington legends.
Well, it gives me great pride to do this, man. A lot of places I go, people ask me, are you and Santana related? I'm like, nah, we just hang a lot, you know? And as I began, I was always a big fan of Tanner, and as I watched him play and I hang out with him, I see why, you know, because the dude is about his business, and, you know, you always do a great job. And I tell people, well, you know what? Tanner and I hang so much, we need to be hanging together for the rest of our lives.
I swear.
And I think we will be, brother, because first game against the Giants, you coming up in the rafters. You going in the Ring of Fame, brother.
Yes, sir.
Love you, man. Congratulations.
And we love you so much. Your whole fam pulled up from Mr. 8 to the 9. The whole family is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back into Command Center Game Day Live, driven by AAA. It's time for From the Field, driven by AAA. AAA Commanders MVP membership. Visit AAA.com/Commanders to join. And fellas, we are out here on the AAA.
On the
Denver
turf,
field,
baby.
we got that turf. I want to lay down and take a nap. And you know what? We're surrounded by the fans. The field is behind us, and it's all about our brother, Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. Does so much for so many other people and never asks for anything. But today, my brother, is your moment. We see that banner over there. Your name is going to be here forever. How good are you feeling, man?
It feels good, man. I think, you know, it's one of those moments where I've been going through this for the last month now, and I'm like, pitch me, because I mean, I've gotten love, man, throughout my years, and even since I've been done. But man, the love is ridiculous right now. I mean, I almost don't know how to accept it. Cause I'm like, okay,
You got to accept it. It's yours, dog.
I do.
So, when we announced to you that you were going in, you got a little emotional.
I was emotional.
Are you under control today? You're going to get a little bit more emotional.
I don't know. We don't know. We all human. It's just the emotions gonna probably flow, and it might. I'm gonna shed a tear probably, but I care less because I know it's gonna be tears of joy.
Oh yeah.
And those are tears you earned because again, you put tears on that field. You put blood on that field. And Tanner, to see yourself appreciated, because you said this on Next Man Up when you spoke. You said it might not ever be given to you.
Yeah.
You never know if you're going to get that recognition. Now that recognition is here, how special is it to not only be able to get that recognition, but to share it with all of your loved ones who are in this building today?
I think it's special for the simple fact, man, every player go out there with the mentality to go out there and be the best he can be for his team so they can win. But not only while you're doing that, you're actually putting up numbers that people are basically keeping score of and saying that this is what this guy have accomplished, you know, thus far. And so when you're done, it kind of just goes away.
Yeah.
However the fans see you, that's how you're going to be remembered. And I think when the team comes and tell you no, I know the fans love you, but we also want to let you know that we appreciate what you did.
Yeah.
And the things you did got you so high up that we got to put you up here. So that's right there, man. I think, like I said, I'm lost for words with it because you don't really sit there and say, one day I'm going to be up there. You just go out there and play the game, and then whatever happens, happens.
You know what? I think, Ken, you got to realize what you did on the field was spectacular. But a lot of this is about what you're still doing off the field.
Yes.
I think all of these fans admire the things that you do, man, because a lot of people come into this town and they're gone.
Yeah.
Some people stay around and still put back into this community. I think you do a great job of that, man. And I tell people, they say, man, how is Santana? I say, bro, you're a better person. He was a football player. And I think that says a hell of a lot, dog.
And Tanner, one thing I don't think the people know at home is truly this relationship right here. Your OG, Brian Mitchell, somebody you've been able to look up to this whole time. Me and B-Mitch get to do your halftime ceremony. B-Mitch will be that person. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that? B-Mitch.
Y'all going to tears.
I'll get to announce it, and B-Mitch will get to say to drop that banner.
Oh, my God.
How special has it been being able to do this alongside a guy like Brian Mitchell, who paved the way for so many of us, especially a guy like you?
Well, you know, when we play this game, B-Mitch know this, and you probably know, too, from your years of playing sports, you come up around guys that you end up beyond what y'all did, you know, sports-wise, they end up being your brothers. They end up being somebody that you can count on outside of that game. And so that's what you guys are now. We work together, but you got two that I would call and say, let's go have a drink. Let's go bowl. That's how I see both of you guys. So, man, hey, man, like I said before, now the tears should come. They coming.
Well, Tanner, man, we love you and appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being a big brother to me. I'm new here just like y'all were at one point, and y'all welcomed me in, Tanner. It is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this moment with you, brother. And again, you deserve it, man. I ain't
In the rafters, baby. In the rafters.
All right, first of all, I need a tan up. Tan up. Tan up. Give us one more spin. Mr. 8 to the 9, give us one more spin. There you go right there. Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss, right here. This is Command Center Game Day Live, presented by AAA. We'll be back here with Postgame Live. Yes, we're putting Tanner to work before we start partying. Thank y'all so much to the best fans in the world. Let's get it, baby, over the New York Giants. Yeah. Tanner, 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 Tanner.